Max, what do you want to say to the camera? You don't want to be in the video. You want to go and make more TikToks. Bye, have fun! Hey everyone, welcome to a new video today. So today I'm doing another review for you all that you all are probably not gonna watch because who cares about my reviews? Everyone comes here just for the Percy Jackson content, we all know that. And don't worry, you'll get your Percy content soon, but for right now, let's talk about a retelling that basically I still don't know my real thoughts on. So if you guys didn't know, I really like The Little Mermaid. Now, like, as a kid, Little Mermaid was my favorite Disney film, and Little Mermaid is still in one of my top 3 favorite Disney films, but do I think it's the best Disney movie ever? No, that goes to Beauty and the Beast. I do really enjoy The Little Mermaid, and for a few weeks now, I've been diving into a lot of Little Mermaid retellings and making unwanted purchases on Amazon for plushies. Still looking for a Scuttle one though. And one of the things that I discovered while going through with this spree of Little Mermaid stuff was a book called Part of Your World by Liz Brazel, which is a part of the Twisted Tale series. One of them was like Belle's mom was the witch that cursed the beast. There's something about Mulan being with Hades or something. I don't know. There's also one where it's like if Anna and Elsa weren't siblings or something like that. But I was really intrigued with this one because it's what if Ariel never defeated Ursula? I read it in about 2 days, maybe. So I'll start out with a non-spoiler section and then go into a spoiler section because it seems like a lot of people have not read this and are trying to decide if they want to read it or not. If you're a Little Mermaid fan and you have a lot of time on your hands, which you will probably when this video is uploaded still, I say go for it. Don't buy it though. The $17 is not worth it for this book. Get it on overdrive. Get it if your library's open. But the thing is that there's gonna be a lot of things in this book that you're not gonna like. If you're a Little Mermaid fan, which I'll dive into non-spoiler and then go into spoiler with it. There's a lot of things in this book that I found very intriguing. The whole concept of it and having Ariel and Eric as older characters could be a really interesting thing. But, you know, they end up being stupid idiots. And also they try to twist Ursula's character a little bit that I personally didn't find in character for her. And there's a lot of things in this book that basically go against what the original movie was all about, which that pissed me off. But you're probably going to yourself, Julia, you gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. Why'd you do that? First of all, Max representation. Like, Max is the most underrated character in the Little Mermaid universe. Max never gets enough screen time. They took him out of the Broadway show. They probably aren't gonna keep him in the live action movie. In anything you watch, there's barely any Max. Can we talk about how Max is he's the reason why all the events happen in the original movie? Like, literally, Prince Eric goes on the ship to save his dog. If he didn't go on that ship, Ariel wouldn't save his butt and we wouldn't be in this whole mess. And then Max is the reason why the necklace gets off of Ursula. So the whole ending of The Little Mermaid wouldn't happen without Max. I was very, very pleased when there was Max representation in this book. Also Grimsby, since the original film is so focused on Ariel, which is fine, that's a great thing. We don't get much of Prince Eric, and what I really wanted from this book is a lot of things about Prince Eric. And there's a lot of things about his childhood that I thought was a good thing to talk about, which was his not desire to be a prince and just sail and just be free, and how Grimsby was more of his guardian and father figure than his own father. And I thought that was really interesting. But the problem is that Prince Eric's father is alive and his parents are alive when it's made clear in the Broadway show that they're both dead. And the whole point of Eric, he's conflicted with himself, is that he doesn't want to rule. He wants to be free and in the sea, and that's kind of what the same thing with him and Ariel is that they both don't want to be a part of their own world. They want to be a part of each other's world. And there's also this weird subplot where Grimsby and Carlotta are together when we all know it's her and the chef that are together. But it's shown in the movie that they're together. Even in the sequels, they're together. It's not Grimsby and Carlotta. Grimsby's like a freaking old man. I feel like a lot of the character stuff I would have enjoyed, but it wasn't done well. Another Goodreads reviewer said the same exact thing, but there's a lot of things in this book that basically go against the original movie. Like, guys, Ariel didn't just go to the human world for Eric. They make fun of Ariel, and Ariel makes fun of herself so much in this novel, being like, ugh, I went up to the human world for a man. No, you didn't. He was one of the factors, but that's not the main reason. You went up there because you felt like you didn't belong and you liked the human world better. That's not understanding your character. And when you don't understand your character, who is a well-known character, by the way, that's gonna fall flat in your story. For some reason, Ariel becomes queen of Atlantica. That doesn't make any sense. And they're like, oh yeah, we elected her as queen. First of all, why would you give the person that the reason why you're in this hot mess queen? Why? Like, that's a stupid political move. Like, at least put one of, like, the older sister. Why would you do the youngest sister? I'm sure it's explained in here, but it doesn't make any sense to why. I don't know what else to say for non-spoilers. Let's go into spoilers, so let's go. Whole thing with the beginning of this book, I was surprised first when they showed that Prince Eric has a point of view. Because I'm like, isn't he under like a spell or something? Like, the whole spell is that he's in trance of Ursula. He doesn't know what's going on. He's being controlled. That's the whole point. But in this, he's like, I don't know what he is. Like, I guess he's in between or something. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you're gonna keep Prince Eric in trance, keep him in trance. And the one huge thing that I had a problem with this book was that the whole ending happened, but instead Ursula won. So like, Eric was in trance, he kissed Ariel, he saw she was a mermaid, she went overboard, Ursula attacked Triton, and like a big battle happened in the ocean. It's explained very vividly when Eric like realizes that all that stuff happened and everyone saw it but their minds were swiped. First of all, Eric was not on the ship when that whole battle went out. He was out in the ocean searching for Ariel. Let's take it for a quote. He's like, I'm not gonna lose her again, and goes out on that ship and like throws a dagger at Ursula trying to kill Ariel. Like, he's there to save her butt because he cares about her. Past Julia didn't make a good explanation. So what I meant to say was that the author could have done easier to do the whole premise of like, what if Ariel never defeated Ursula, is that she could have done is just have Ursula marry Eric and kiss him, and then Ariel never made it in time, and then she got cursed and Ursula took her underwater. You could have just had that, but instead the whole ending of The Little Mermaid happened, but Ursula won. You could have just done that Ariel failed to get a kiss from Eric. Like, you could have just done that simple of a thing, but they didn't. I don't understand why. I don't understand why you had to add so much to the ending and have it make an epic ending for the original movie when you could just done a simple, easy ending where Ariel failed to get her true love, and that would have been more enforced of that she made the wrong decision to give up her life for it. Like, either have him in trance, break the spell, then him realize that he was under a spell, because all the stuff that he does in here is out of character. Him having wars with other kingdoms, he would not let that happen. It just doesn't make any sense for him to do those things when he's in between trance. If he was in trance and doing all of Ursula's bidding, that I can understand. But when he is kind of in control of his head, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then we get into Ariel. Again, like I said in the beginning, I like the whole thing of her being older and stuff like that, but they keep making fun of them being idiots as kids, but y'all, you're more stupid now than you were there. And there's so many parts in this book where Ursula or someone will talk to Ariel about being a mother and how she's gonna be the same as Triton. There's one part where Ariel's like, I would give my daughter all the truth and stuff like that, and I'm like, Little Mermaid 2 will tell you otherwise, that you will not do that. I also don't like how they call the dry world and then like the world under the sea. Can you just say land and sea? Like, that's so easy. You could have just done that. Why did you have to add like 4 different words to it? I would also like to comment how the ending of this book is literally the same thing as like the ending of the original movie. Like, not exactly, but it is. So like in the movie you have this big wedding, like the whole city's there, the village, and like Ursula gets exposed and a big battle between Ursula and Ariel and Eric, blah blah blah. That's the same thing that happens here, but it's at the opera and the big battle happens in a fountain. That's the whole thing that I'm pissed off about, is that you could have done, what you could have done for the Twisted Tale is that what Ariel never defeated Ursula was that Ursula's plan worked. She got Ariel, Trident traded her Trident, and then Ursula takes over the sea. And another person on Goodreads pointed this out. Ursula never wanted to take over the land. All she wanted to do was take over the sea, and she never cared about land. She never cared about Prince Eric. All she did was to do that so that Ariel lost. So why is she taking over the human world? They're like, oh, she's jealous and powerful and all she wants is power. She wants power of world under the sea. Like, that's it. That's all she wants to take over. That's all it is. But you are adding all these things that she does, and I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, all these characters have changed because they're like, oh, it's 5 years later, they changed. But they still should have the same forward thinking. Eric and Ariel conversations that happen are like freaking weird. Like, they like do these sarcastic comments towards each other that are not in character whatsoever. Like, there's one point where Ariel makes fun of him for like being in love with a fish, and like, there's some weird parts in this book that I just wish I could forget. I like the Ariel and Eric content, but I also don't like it at the same time because of the dialogues being terrible. I also want to talk about how Eric also has like, he's like, I'll be a merman, and I'm like, why didn't we get that content? I want to see Eric with a tail, him and Ariel swimming. Like, I wanted that content, but instead I got Ariel and Eric talking about fish. There's also a part here when I was reading, I thought Flounder died for a second. I literally thought Flounder died, and I was like, I already don't like this book, but you're gonna kill off Flounder? Like, look at this face. You can't kill off this kid. A lot of things this author tried to be dark, and like even tried to add Greek mythology. Honey, don't bring in Greek mythology that was never established in the original film. I'm fine with Greek mythology. Hell, my favorite series is Percy Jackson. If your world doesn't establish that mythology in your world, it just feels like it's thrown in there. It's like the same thing with Frozen 2. Frozen 2 decided to bring in mythology that was never explored in the first one, and it just doesn't work. It's the same thing that happened here. You can't just throw in things in a sequel and just expect people to let it be. If you're gonna do mythology or something, there has to be something there for the original. Is it ever explained how mermaids are made? No. Do you need to explain it? No, they just exist. Like, it's that simple. You don't need to overcomplicate things with a book about a freaking Disney film. Hi everyone, it's Julia. I forgot to add another thing I don't like about this book because I totally forgot about it because it's so forgettable, but here we go. There's a character in here named Julia. I totally forgot this happened until like I was editing and I was like, wait a minute, wasn't there a character with my name in it? There's a part where like Ursula wants to take her voice because the spell's wearing off, and like the girl doesn't, but then she never comes back. She never comes back into the story. She doesn't try to reveal that Ursula's a terrible, like, nothing happens. And then there's this other character who's a servant, who's like Eric's servant or something. And in the end, she has a shell. There's a lot of unneeded characters in this, or like characters that weren't in the original story but were added for like fan fiction purposes, and they just don't add anything to it. If they added character to it, yeah, sure. But they have none. So why'd you put them in there? But yeah, that's it for my Little Mermaid review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below. Are you planning on reading this? Have you read it? Did you like it? Would you want more Little Mermaid retellings? If you're looking for a Little Mermaid retelling to kill a kingdom, top-notch content in that book. Enemies to lovers at its finest. Thank you all for watching this video. Adios.